Hello and welcome to today's episode 10 of the Wake Up Podcast with your hosts, Lucy and
Aisha.
And today we're going to be talking about money.
Yes, money.
This is going to be a very interesting topic to talk about.
It's not super taboo, but it can be uncomfortable for some people. And yeah, it's a bit awkward sometimes. So we just want to share our thoughts and opinions and stuff like that. But yeah, before we get into it, how has your week been?
Long, very long. Just work is like grinding me. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just really tired at the minute. That's why I was literally yawning all episode. So let's move. We moved. Just tired, and I applied for another job. And if you're a successful candidate, you get a phone call today. I've not had one as of yet, so I'm
still
just tired.
There's still time. We're gonna be. Listen, if you get that call in this podcast, cut. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna wait.
We'll see. Anyway, what about you? How have you been?
Yeah, I've been good, not too bad. It's just been, one of them weeks where you don't even know what you've done. You're just like, what have I done?
Every week that week for me.
Time is just going and I'm just existing.
It's just like, what is even going on at the minute? Like, so much is going on in the world. It just moves mad, isn't it?
It's very, very mad, but
it is very, very mad.
We move.
We do move.
Yeah, so today's topic, just going to jump straight into it, is about money. And yeah, some people would kind of say like the world revolves around money. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to it. And I think one thing I want to touch upon as well is in one of our last episodes, the 20 things we learned while we were 20, one of your points was money isn't everything, but it sure does help. Yeah. So I think that says a lot. And yeah.
Well, we live in a capitalist society, so money obviously does rule. But that has positive and negative connotations with it. So money's nice because obviously we live in a capitalist world, so we need money to get where we want to be or to get things that we want, because that's how it is. But at the same time, then that continues the cycle of people not being able to reach where they want to be and stuff like that. So it's mad.
It is mad. It's a very sticky one. But yeah, I guess let's start off with like our personal relationship with money. So how would you say your relationship with money is, like when you were younger and then growing up? And yeah.
I mean, personally, I come from a working class family. So when I was younger, not that we were completely skint, but we didn't have loads of money when I was younger. And I just remember just small things, going to, was it Shoe Zone? Get school shoes that were like, literally, what were they, like a couple of £, like to get your school shoes. And I remember this one meal my mum used to make, and it was pasta, baked beans, and sausages with cheese. Bro, we were living some interesting experiences when I was younger. But I say that to some people, and people are like, that sounds pen, but I'm not sure how I feel about it now I'm older.
Yeah, would you eat that today?
No. But then I'm like, I can't remember if we used to eat it cold or warm. Like, it completely changes. Like, if you have warm beans or cold beans like that, that changes the whole scenario. But anyway, let's move on from beans. When I was younger, I feel like I wasn't poor, but we were like a working class family.
Yeah.
So I understood the importance of money, like looking after it. As I've gotten older, my parents' income has got better and stuff, and we're in quite a privileged position, I would say, now. So my outlook on money, I do think has changed, because I feel like I'm more spoiled because I'm able to be more spoiled. So like, I think I hold value in things a lot more than I used to,
Oh yeah.
which I don't think is a positive thing. Like, I'm like, I need this or I want this. Do you know what I mean? And it becomes very materialistic,
Oh yeah.
which I don't think I used to be. So I think that's how they're different now. But then obviously I now have a job, which I think we're going to talk about later. But that's obviously changed my opinion on things as well.
Yeah.
So
No, that's really interesting. Yeah, like I think I can definitely relate. Like I don't come from, you know, a well-off family as well. We're pretty working class. My parents' incomes weren't that great. So when I was younger, yeah, it made me laugh when you were on about like shoe zone and
Q
stuff.
zone.
Going to get our school shoes and like Primark pumps and all that. And yeah, I think when you're younger, because your parents buy you all your things as well, your like image and perception of money is very like, what's the word I'm looking for?
uh, Based upon what they are, or
Sort of, it's very like more important. Do you know what I mean? Like now we're older, we can budget more. We know like if this is a good deal, if that's a good deal. But when we're older, we're a lot more money conscious. Yeah,
yeah.
that's the right thing. But yeah, like in school and stuff, I think that's another thing that I wanted to bring up. Like with in social situations, like in school, like if people had more money and like had more were more spoiled, that kind of like played into like how you stood socially and stuff. So yeah, I think it has a bigger effect on us when we're younger than we even like realize. So yeah, it's really weird, but yeah, I came from a similar kind of background, so we were quite conscious. We never really ate out when I was younger. There was always rice at home and stuff like that. But now I'm older, I think my relationship with money is kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like based on the situation. So if I do have quite a bit of money to spend, I can be quite impulsive. That's like, yeah.
Yeah, same. I know that I did loads of overtime this month, so I bought 3 pairs of shoes. So I
God.
spent like £150 on shoes, which I normally wouldn't. So I 100% get that, 100%.
But that's the thing, you've got to treat yourself. If you're working hard, you deserve it. Do you know what I mean? But
And then it's like, should I not be saving that money?
that's the question. That's a debate that we're gonna have. Like thoughts on saving. Like, what if you spend your whole life saving and you don't spend
Saving,
it? But
yeah.
it's,
I feel you.
yeah, it's a sticky one. But yeah, I feel like our relationships with money. Yeah, I don't even know. It's just I feel like I get by. It depends on what I have. But yeah, I learned a lot of that from when I was younger and we didn't have a lot. So yeah, that's like a good habit and perception to have on money, I think.
I feel like I'm more lax now with money a bit, but I think that's because of how I was living at uni. I think I've still got that mind frame
Yeah.
of like, not the money's just coming in. I'm not really thinking about it. Like I did, but yeah, obviously we'll get onto that later. But what made me laugh what you just said about there's always food at home.
Yeah.
Because when I was at uni, with someone on my course called Nee, he had I'm sure his phone screen when it unlocked was "There's always food at home,"
Mm-hmm.
and we would always be like, "Oh, let's go Weatherspoons or something," and he'd be like, "Now there's always food at home," and I don't know how he was really good at like saying no,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's always food at home.
There is.
It just
That's a very
ain't
good.
hitting the same though, is it? It just ain't hitting the same.
It's not. Oh my God. I literally love eating out. That's one of probably my worst spending habits, like eat
Oh
so
yeah,
much food for
yeah,
sure. But
yeah.
yeah, that's kind of interesting though, like what you touched upon a bit there, like saying no as well. Like there's a social pressure, especially when we get older, to spend money. Let's go out, you know,
Yeah.
shopping and stuff. And like, it's quite annoying because you always see tweets like, I hate being an adult. You go 1 week and you've spent like £200. You don't even
Oh
know
yeah.
on what.
I spent like £200 the other day. Like one day I was like, how the hell am I doing this?
What the fuck? It's crazy. It just goes like that. You don't even think about it. But it's like, because you're an adult, you have these responsibilities. You just need to do stuff. And then other things come along. You have to provide for yourself. And before you know it, it all adds up. So
Yeah.
it's a very tricky, like, skill to have as well, to know where the line is, what you need, what you don't need, when to spend stuff for, like, you know, social and for your own well-being and stuff, and when you're
Yeah.
going a bit too far. So yeah, it's a bit sticky, but
It is very sticky, especially like at uni. I found like with my fitness and like my health and stuff, it kind of linked to money as well, because it's like you've got like you need to be self-motivated and go home and cook healthier meals and stuff like that. But then at uni, your group would be like, come on, just come and eat out. And then it's like really stressful because like you're trying to save money, you're trying to be healthy, but you can't, because then it affects your social situation as well. So it's really hard. Yeah, really sticky.
yeah. And eating out is nice as well. Like, yo,
It is. It's good, you know.
I love getting food, but yeah, I need to relax. um,
Relax. Oh my god.
chill. But yeah, so what was your first job? I think this is an interesting question. Like, your first, like, time earning money. What would you say?
Well, my first like proper job is the job I have now.
Mm,
Working in a supermarket. However, like my first job really was working with my mum in a knitwear factory. Um, and I'd only do it for like when I'd come back from uni at Christmas and summer, and it'd be like a couple of weeks here and there. So like it was work, but it's not like as intense of a work job I have now. Do you know what I mean? It's not as permanent. But yeah, working in the factory and, you know, getting all the knitwear out of ASOS and Urban Outfitters and all them people.
mhm.
So that was my first job.
Yeah,
Very loose terms.
per se, yeah. It's very I think it's a weird experience having a first job. Like, when you first got paid, what was that experience like when you first got your own money and you know you earned it? What did
Felt
you
good,
Yeah.
but I think obviously my experience is different because it like kind of came from my mum.
True, yeah.
So it was like weird. Like, so if I think about my first paycheck with like the supermarket that I'm working at, that was weird. That's weird. That's suspicious. Um, yeah. So when I got it, like it wasn't right. Anyway, let's not get into that whole story. But yeah, it was really weird because I'd been on universal credit before that. Like after I got back from uni looking for a job, so to
Mm.
have that money where it's like, oh, I actually did that. But then it was also like, I broke my back for this.
True, yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like,
Bro, honestly,
not
like,
sure how I feel about that.
in so many other countries, obviously, in less developed countries as well, but in the UK, you know, the lower income jobs are not great. Like, the
No.
standard of living wage is not good. So lots of people are struggling, especially now in the pandemic. Lots of people are losing jobs. It's
Yeah.
really, really difficult to, like, sustain a working life and make a living wage and find a balance in life. So yeah, it's hard. But I guess at the same time, well, with my first job at least, um, you kind of feel a sense of pride with your first paycheck, because you're like, I earned this and now this is my to
Yeah,
spend
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. My my first job wasn't really like a proper job either. I was working as a dinner lady at my actual school while I was in
What?
sixth
I
form.
never do this. What
Did
the
you not?
hell?
Yeah, so when I was 16, 17 doing my A level at school, they offered something to us where you, like, every lunchtime, like 3 or 4 days a week, you'd just stand and you'd have a cloth and you'd help the dinner ladies wipe down the tables
Wow.
and stuff. So yeah, it was all right pay, but because you're only doing like 30-minute shifts, like 3 times a week, you didn't get paid
What was
like,
it like? Fucking £2 or something?
nah,
How
I
much
think
do you get paid for half an hour? Minimum wage for a 16-year-old, isn't it £6? When you got like £3 or something. What did you buy? Fucking one chocolate bar because the
Right.
inflation's gone up.
Oh my god, Freddo is like £2 now. Crazy. Nah. But yeah, I couldn't obviously go super crazy, but I like went to McDonald's with my friends and shit. I was like, I got you guys. Do you want a Coke? I got you. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to flex. But
Are you not embarrassed? This is so embarrassing.
I'm now very, very embarrassed. No, but it was my first job, you know what I mean? Like making your own money, I think it's good. It's good. I think, yeah, you learn a lot like working as well with people and stuff. So do you remember like what you first spent your money on from like your first job or this job you have now? Like, did you like blow it on anything? Did you get something big or yeah?
A lot of the time, it just goes straight into my bank account. When I was working for my mum, it was usually during university, so it just kind of filtered into the money that wasn't really money in my account. It just kind of kept me going.
Yeah.
And then I did a lot. I have done, like, I don't at the minute because obviously the virus, but I've done a lot of babysitting as well. So I used to get paid for that. I still do it. Um, and I think that just goes straight into my bank account usually as well. I don't really, I don't think I've ever got a job and like, oh my God, I'm going to buy this for myself. I think the first time that's happened is this month when I'm like, oh, I've done some overtime. I'm going to buy myself some shoes. And that's the
Yeah.
first time I've ever been like, I'm going to use the money that I've earned to pay for something. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know. It just goes usually it goes straight into my savings account,
Oh yeah.
which isn't that big. But I did have to buy a car and a laptop, which my parents did help me with. But my savings went on that, and then the rest of the savings I have now are from work. But then obviously my car broke down. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it right here. I don't want to be here no more.
Get me out.
It's hard. It just goes, man.
Hmm.
Where's all this money going? I
Literally.
don't know.
This is why like part of me is like money is a social construct for sure. Like the idea and concept of money and us having to revolve our entire lives around work and what we earn and that how that kind of defines us like in society. I hate that. Like it's so annoying because at the
Mm.
end of the day you just spend it on like food and like living costs and then that's it. It doesn't really like mean anything more than that. So the fact that it has like such a high standing value in society and that's what people think makes you successful is annoying to me. But
Mm.
yeah, yeah,
Mad.
it's very mad. It's very mad.
I get paid on Friday. So I was
Yeah,
just thinking about the money. Because I thought usually I got told we get paid every last Friday of the month. So I thought it'd be after this week. It'd be next Friday.
yeah.
But apparently it's every 4 weeks. So it's this week. But then I was like, damn. Because in my mind, I had spent this money thinking I would get all these weeks worth of money. And I'm not.
Oh, bro, something's not adding up.
Oh, something's not adding up here. I have no idea how much I've earned. I have no idea. We'll see. Let's see
Yeah,
if I get paid correctly for once.
let's see. That's all we're asking for. That's all we want,
That's all we're asking for.
bro.
It is, truly.
But yeah, that kind of links into like my next question. Like, how would you say you are now with managing money? Like when you're getting a wage every month and stuff. Yeah, like because obviously we have our living costs and expenses and stuff. Would you say you're a kind of person who budgets, or would you just kind of see how things go? Yeah.
I see how things go.
Mm.
Like, I'm a very impulsive buyer. And the thing is, though, I don't really do much. So I don't really go out. I don't, go clubbing and all this stuff, even at uni. So I know, like, my expenses are not that bad. I have budgeted how much a month I need to make sure, like, I've got to
Mm.
pay for things. So my petrol, my Adobe package, my subscriptions, and my phone bill, all those things. Like, I have a budget of how much I need to save a month at least to have to pay for those things. for anything else, I kind of just, this is something I need to get in a better habit of, is like being better. But like I'm in my overdraft, right? But mentally I've worked out how much I'm earning. So when I get paid, it'll be fine. But if I was to put all my savings into my bank account, I would be fine anyway. But I'm trying not to touch them savings unless I really need it.
Yeah.
Because I have an overdraft for another year. It's 2 years, and it just opened up. So I've got basically like 2 years still of a graduate overdraft if I need it. But what was the question?
How are you at like managing money? Are you budget and stuff?
So I don't really budget loads, but like I've started to think about Christmas, so I am going to start budgeting a bit. Like now I have a job, my family are definitely going to be like, there's no excuse for you not to get presents, which kind of sucks because I'm only working part-time. And anyway, so I'm just going to get small things. I've already bought 2 things. Well, 4 things actually. And then we're not doing Christmas with each other. Me and our friends there, we're not doing it because you don't celebrate Christmas. That's all good. Me and Kira aren't doing anything, I believe. My friend, we just said we'd meet up and do something. Have bought one friend something, bought some family stuff. But that's it. I've just got I've got the kids to sort. As long as I sort the kids, my mum, my dad, my nephew, and there's a banana. And then banana, and then that's it. Which is actually a lot. Oh, there's so many people in this family, I hate it. one problem with having a big family. Don't have a big family.
Presents. Oh, disgusting. I hate it.
But I'll get money for Christmas, so I'll be alright.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not getting anything for Christmas off my parents though, because my car.
Oh, bro. Hate it. Nah, it'd be like that. And those little things are things that you don't really think about as well. Like, I wouldn't say I'm someone that budgets either, especially like now I don't really have an income. Once I finish uni, we've got that last student loan. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to think about my bank account right now. All I know is that I am in my overdraft. But I am very, very deep in my overdraft. But thank God I've got a job coming up. So I've just got to be super careful until I first get paid. But yeah, this is why you've got to be like really careful with money, because even though you're not working, I wouldn't say I do much either. Like I don't go out clubbing, I don't, travel a lot. I just like meet up with my friends every so often. But those every so often adds up, those little expenses. Travel, it adds up, even if you're taking bus. Yeah, so you still need something. So I am on universal credit as well, but yeah, it's crazy how things add up, and you can lose control of money very, very easily. Like, thank God I'm in a lucky situation where I don't have to pay rent. I live at home with my family. People provide food for me and stuff. But yeah, I could very easily be a lot worse off than I am now. So yeah, it kind of hits you when you get to this age how much you have to be careful, but also find that balance and stuff.
I feel like it also hits you at this age how much you don't know as well. Like I've got to this age and I'm like, I don't know how to pay rent. I don't know how to pay taxes. I don't know how to do all these things I am going to have to do sooner or later.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I say I'm lucky. I'm not. How much I get a year is not enough for tax. So I'm looking at one respect that I haven't got to approach that situation yet. But on the other hand, it's like I don't earn that much money a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just it's stressful. It's really stressful. And then like thinking about not only have you got to pay like your rent, you've got to pay your water bill and your TV license and I hate it here. Do you ever just hate it here?
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's little things that they don't teach you in school as well. Like when I think back to like PHSE and they taught us a little bit about like life skills and stuff, they taught us like how to read a paycheck and stuff. But I think
I didn't get that.
Did you not?
No.
Bro, I still don't even know what half the stuff on there means. But yeah, it's little things like emergency tax. I had no idea what that was until you had to first deal with it and you talked about it.
Bro, I had to ring a HMRC. It was long. I tried to do it online because I didn't want to bother the lines because obviously coronavirus. But it is not clear on the website at all how to get your emergency tax back. And that's obviously for a reason because I don't want you to get your emergency tax back. Anyway, I sorted it.
Yeah.
But it's long, man. It's real long.
It's very, very long. Like these government, I don't think the government are, great in, the rules and regulations with money and like introducing them to people as well. I
Mm.
think it's not great on the working class because there's so much we have to pay in terms of taxes and like, certain services. And yeah, it takes a big hit to the working class who don't get like great incomes and stuff. So
Mm.
that's kind of going down another conversation I want to have later about like rich people and their taxes and stuff. But we won't get into that right now. But yeah. Let's kind of talk about life as a student, like student
Oh,
life when we're at uni, student loans, what kind of, experiences
okay.
do that?
Uni experience. So my parents earn over the threshold for like getting more than the lowest income from the government. So I think like each year it was like 3,000 uh 400 something like that is how much I had to live on for the year.
Hmm.
Um my parents did pay for my accommodation, which if I had to pay for my own accommodation, I wouldn't even be able to afford the accommodation at all without
Yeah,
having a job on top and probably another job on top of that. Anyway, so I had all that money to like travel and, well, not travel, but like go to places and eat out and pay for my food. But um, I don't know. I think because I didn't really go out clubbing, I think that really helped because
yeah,
I managed to do really well. And the most I went into my overdraft was about 300, £400. My entire uni experience.
wow,
And that was
that's
usually
good.
because when we went on holiday trips on my course. So we went to Stockholm and Paris, and it was usually around those times I went into my overdraft a bit because it was kind of like down to my mum. It kind of made it all up in the end. Um, but I had an overdraft of 1,500, and then after that, you'd have to pay on top. But I never got that far into it, obviously. But I do think overdraft really did help me. But I obviously have some sort of self control to be like, I can do this, I can't do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, because I think otherwise I could be in a really bad situation. Um, but what else did we want to discuss with student life? Is that
yeah,
it? I can't. I've talked about my own loan and
yeah.
how I live.
Sort of like, you know, yeah, like kind of you touched on upon it, like saying no to stuff because it's hard when you go to uni and you
Mm,
meet new friends and stuff, and there's a
mm.
lot of things that you want to buy and do, but also you have the perks of it, like student discounts and all these offers and deals
Oh yeah,
going
yeah.
on. Yeah,
You know what I miss? Because we went Cov Uni. Um, down the road from our building was this place called Filling Station, and it had baguettes, and they were like £1, and then I think there was like deals. You get like meal deals and all sorts. You get jacket potatoes from there, everything. And the uni took it away from us. I will never forget. I'll never forgive her. And then Jimbo's Chinese
oh my
got
god,
rid of Jimbo's. Jimbo's had to move as well because the uni basically owned all the properties and then decided to make it into some admin thing. They're still doing it now, I think.
yeah,
But anyway, very upset. Very upset.
mhm.
Um, but those are the kind of things that I remember. Like, I could have made my own baguette, but it was just like it was so cheap and it was literally minutes away. So that was always something that I'd go to. Um, Deals for food, like what did we always used to eat out. What did we do? I feel like we didn't use as many deals as we probably could have.
Yeah, that's the thing. I hate myself so much for always forgetting to use my student discount and like going to places which are like, student friendly
Mm.
and stuff. But
We did do that mob pizza thing, didn't we? With
yeah,
Asian. We waited for pizza. and that was free, wasn't it?
Yeah, for freshers, they were doing like free pizzas and like deals and drinks and stuff, I think. Yeah.
It was nice, actually.
Yeah.
Never been back, but it was nice.
It was really nice.
Still open? Yeah, isn't it?
No, they're closed because of the pandemic. I'm not sure if they're completely fully closed, but they're not open at the minute. Oh,
Oh,
I feel bad.
dang.
It is what it is. No, but yeah, like stuff for freshers, all the deals they had on. I'll never forget. You know, the Domino's pizzas all around campus.
Oh, I
Domino's
never
had
got them. Oh God, it got on my nerves in the end. First year of uni, our flat had, oh my God, so many. We never used them. They were just bags and bags of Domino's bags everywhere. We never used them because you had to go to the place. Who's got time to walk to Domino's and pick it up?
honestly just
Lazy
hand out the
students.
pizzas.
I know.
Bro,
Mad, innit?
it is very mad. But yeah, I guess my kind of experience of uni, it's weird because I lived at home, so I didn't have to worry about rent and stuff for first and third year. But for second year, I did live away, so that's when I had to kind of worry about like rent, and then we did our own bills as well, so Wi-Fi and water and like gas and electric. And yeah, that kind of hit me because I was like, crap, I need to make sure I've got the money for this.
Mm.
Yeah, so that was really weird to deal with. But I think I was okay, especially in first year because obviously I didn't have the rent and stuff, and I still had student loan, so I got a decent amount because my parents' income is not, you know, like massive. So yeah, I just had to pay for like bus and stuff. So you know, I enjoyed myself as I should. We went out, we ate and stuff. But yeah, I guess in second year it kind of hit me that I can't do that as much because I'm literally living on my own. I have to depend on myself.
Mm.
So yeah, it was an experience. There were ups and downs, but I think I learned a lot. But yeah, I'm just grateful for our overdraft as well. Oh
How
my
much
God.
how much money do you think you saved in food? Because I used to cook at my flat.
Oh
How
my
much money
God.
do you think you saved? We always
Yo,
eat in my flat. Always eat in my flat. I always
literally.
cooked for us, didn't I?
She always cooked. She fed me very, very well. I want to, you know, make that known. Let that be known.
It'd
She's
be hot in that room, but I'd be feeling very hot.
very hot, but she was feeding me
Very,
well.
very hot.
Yeah, but I guess I'll probably save a lot of money there, like eating at yours and eating at home as well. But yeah, you just got to kind of be smart with it and know when to say no because, you know, some people, everyone's got in different situations. Some people
Mm.
get more loans, some people have to work as well when they're at uni. So yeah, you
I
just
don't know how people would. That's one thing that I'm really privileged that I didn't have to do. I didn't really have to work whilst doing my degree. I usually just worked in the summer, like a couple of weeks, and at Christmas. Like, I don't know how I would have mentally coped with working on top of my workload because I just think it was mad.
yeah, especially you had to be in like all day, every day at
Oh,
some point. So yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. But yeah, I don't even think I could do it mentally because we put a lot of stress on ourselves, I think. But some people somehow manage to pull it off and like work and stuff. So I think an important thing for when you're a student and it comes to money, just know your personal limits. Don't try and get carried away with like your friends and stuff. But don't at the same time, don't be the other end of the spectrum. Don't try and be like super strict. Enjoy yourself a bit as well because it's your uni experience, your lifetime. Yeah, it's all about balance when it comes to uni and all that.
yeah,
But yeah,
very true.
it's true.
Very, very true.
Um, yeah, one thing as well that I wanted to mention about uni is that I think our uni was quite good with resources and stuff. So I know that some
I read your notes about this. I don't agree.
do
But
you
go on.
well,
Go
for
on.
my course, my experience anyway, I know a few unis that have to make you like pay for textbooks and stuff, but they give us our textbooks for free. And on my course, if you do it, you get a laptop for free and Adobe software and stuff. And we had the loan shop to like borrow camera equipment for our assignments. So I think that really helped us a lot that we didn't have to pay for all that. Obviously, £9,000 a year ain't cheap, but the fact that they included all that in for me, I'm like really appreciative of that. But I don't know what.
So now I'd like to say my piece. So why do the media students get free laptops, all this equipment, everything they want given to them on a silver platter? They get the Adobe package. Here's me as a theatre student. I walk in, I've got a space where the fucking heating doesn't even work properly. I get no free laptop, I get no free bloody like services, Adobe, or like reading books online for what we've got. And then they give us a limit on the books we can get. All the theatre books are like 50 quid. Like, give me a break, woman.
Oh my God,
I hate
yo.
it here. And
You should
then
have done media. Jeez.
when we did our directed shows, it was like you had pennies to pay for the show. Where's all my money gone? You lot get free laptops. Where's my money for my course?
This is something we need to discuss with
I
the.
want to know right now.
Well, you need to get the Chancellor of Uni on the line and be like, listen.
I want to know, because even the guy who, like, I don't know if he was the chancellor or whatever, or the dean of theatre in our uni, he never came to see any of our shows. So I want to know what's up with that. How can you be a dean of theatre at a uni and not go and see the shows?
That's a bit, yeah. That ain't cute.
That's just a T, innit?
It is, it is. Our uni definitely had its ups and downs. There's some things that they were good at and some things that just weren't it. Yeah. But no, overall I think it was a big learning experience, like handling money in uni and stuff. Like, you're already dealing with a lot with your studies and becoming independent. So like with your living situations changing as well, and dealing with money, you learn a lot. It's a very intense time, I would say.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I just feel like on my course there could have been more resources for us. Like, I saw how many things you got and I was like, where's my money going? That was my question. Like, you get a whole computer, where's my money going? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's true. It's not very well distributed, because if you think pretty much every student pays the same for every course, like £9,250. But yeah, like I think about like you and also academic students that do like sciences and maths and languages and stuff. I'm thinking, is our courses, well, we know it's not worth that money. It's the government as well. So yeah, it's crazy that we still have to pay that much. But yeah.
The library was decent, but it had good resources, the library.
Yeah.
I still have 2 library books to take back. I need to remember. I need to put them in the boot of my car.
Oh yeah, bro. When we're paying this much for the uni, they owe you more than 2 library books. But you're a good person. You're gonna return them.
I need to ask how to take them back. I don't even know how to do that.
True, because will we even be allowed in? Like, what?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable right now. Oh, there we go.
Comfy. Get cozy.
My legs would like going all stiff.
But yeah, before we move on, do you have like any money saving tips? Is there anything that you did at uni that really helped you out? I know we spoke a bit about it already, but
cooking in bulk helps. So if you're good at cooking, cook in bulk and freeze it, because it will save time later on. It may not be the most cheapest at that moment, but it is cheaper in the long run. So cooking in bulk is a good idea. Making sure like that when you have a treat, it is a treat. So eating out is a treat, not every day. So make sure that you put limits. I'm not saying that you can't go twice a week or whatever. I'm just saying put limits on what that treat is. Don't be like, oh, I actually walked to uni today, let's treat myself. Like, you've got to actually be realistic. Like, okay, I've already eaten out 3 times this week, I should probably stop. What else? I don't know what else. Do keep a check on your bank account. To make sure like what's coming out, and do like, I didn't really like looking at my bank account, but it is good to do it every now and again just to see where you're at, because you might not have realised that you've spent more than you thought, or you hadn't spent as much as you thought, and you can buy them pair of shoes that you've wanted. So that would be my advice. I don't think that's the best advice, but they're the only things I can think that I did at uni.
It's good. No, that's good advice, because there's not really much you can do to stop you spending money. It's inevitable. When you're at uni, you're going to spend a lot of money. And oh my God, I love that feeling when you check your bank account and you had more than you expected. Go.
I can't relate. That never happens to me.
That happened to me like probably once in the 3 years, but it felt good.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do. But yeah, one thing I will say, you cover some good points, but take advantage of your student discount, get uni days, get
Mm.
all the free ones. What's the what's another one? Damn, I forgot what it's called. But NUS
What?
cards, like a
When there's student beans,
that's the one. Yeah, student deeds.
uni days. Just look out and ask in shops, like when you go like Top Shop and stuff, or whatever, wherever you're shopping. Not that I'm like really trying to promote fast fashion, but they do discounts. And then like go to your local stores as well. Like in Coventry, there's a vintage shop that I always visit, Milk Vintage, and they do student discounts. So what I always say, if you don't ask, you don't get. So if you ask someone where you're at, the restaurant, the shop, they may be able to do you a deal, and they might just have a deal anyway, because we go to eat at a place that does certain deals in Coventry, and we go for Korean barbecue, so they do 10% off sometimes. So yeah, just if you don't ask, you don't get. So that's what you got to do.
Exactly. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, that pretty
Brain
much, honestly, my brain today is like, but yeah, so that's kind of like our experience at uni, and like probably learn a lot of the mini skills that, or at least I have now. But what would you say life is now like after uni, going into the job market, trying to make a living? Because I will say it's not been cute. It's not been cute.
Oh, it's really difficult. It's so
Yeah.
difficult. And where you're at, they got you by your short and curlies because they know COVID's happening and they know that you need a job. So it's really hard at the minute. I think I'm still in quite a privileged position as I'm not paying to live at home. Although I do 4 hours of cleaning every week instead of them getting a cleaner. So anyway, but I'm lucky. Obviously, I'm not having to worry about rent. However, I am saving to like move out and have my own place. That's where my savings are going.
Oh yeah.
And my car insurance for next year. That's not up till March, but that ain't that far away actually.
Yeah, it's
Or
true.
May or whatever. Um, then what else? Like working part time doesn't really feel. I feel like I work part time, but I feel like I'm always at work. But that's because I've done a lot of overtime the last couple of weeks. But I just feel like because you're getting paid loads. Like £9 an hour is okay, but it's not like amazing. It does go up. They have like a period of time where you have to work so long for it to go up, and it goes up at Christmas time.
Yeah.
But it's just like it goes up to £9.20, but it's still like, damn, for how hard I feel like I work. I just feel like that isn't enough.
Yeah, because you'd be considered a key worker now as well. So key workers really have it rough, I think.
You know what? I get a bonus in November. I just remembered. I think I get £100 in November.
Dang, that's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get another one in February, I think.
Yeah.
But still, it's kind of like I just feel like I'm working so hard and it's just not worth it. It obviously is because I get to go out and do things, but I feel like I'm kind of stuck in a limbo at the minute. I think a lot of people are with their work because there's a lot of jobs people can't do. Like I can't get into theatre at the minute because of what's happening. There's a lot of unknown, and I think everyone's just trying to get by.
Yeah.
So at the minute, I don't really know the full experience of getting a full-time job, working, living on my own, and whatever. I feel like at the minute, like I'm in a simulation and I'm just getting by.
Yeah, yeah. Especially in this pandemic, it's so hard because everyone's been thrown off their original plans. I feel like
Mm,
this is not what anyone thought they were going to be.
mm,
So yeah, it's a sticky one. And when you're talking about like your wage and how it's going to go up as well, it made me think of a point how like, minimum wage, it goes up like every few years, like through the government. But I think they try and like make it out like it's a good thing, like our government's good. But when you look at it in relation to the cost of living, how things are getting more expensive,
mm,
especially this year after the pandemic, we've gone into a recession now.
mm.
Brexit and stuff, I'm not really sure the exact details, but I know that, things in shops are going to get more expensive and stuff. So even though we're getting paid more, in the long run, it's not really like going to last.
More effect, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
like everything else is going up and our pay's going up, so we're still going to be in the same situation we are now than we are when it happens.
yeah. It's crazy. Oh my God. Yeah. That reminds me of an Instagram post. I should have saved it. We'll share it on our Instagram later, I'm sure. But yeah, like 20 years ago, the cost of a house was only like £57,000 and the average income was like £20,000. But now the average income is like £30,000 and the cost of a house is like £200,000. So the way things are going up and the way our pay is going up is not
in correlation to one another.
yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's so mad. It's a really tricky time for lots of people. And yeah, like I said, the UK is in a recession. People are losing jobs. And, since lockdown, apparently 2 million people have signed up for universal credit. So yeah, for lots of people, a lot of people are struggling right now. So yeah, I think it's really important not to put pressure on yourself, because what I will say from my personal experience is I did feel a lot of pressure to find a job straight away and to like get into something. And it's been a really rough year for everyone and people have lost jobs. So I feel like that's going to take a toll on people's mental health. So try not to like, feel like you're not successful, you're not worth anything if you don't have a job. Money is not everything in, your self-worth. You're still a worthy human. Like people judge each other based on their income, but I think we have to like step back every now and again and realize that we're more than how much we earn. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy.
Money does make the world go round, unfortunately. And if people don't believe that, then I think they're very naive. But we live in a capitalist society, so what do we expect, man?
Yeah. It's really hard. And I feel like for kids as well, like growing up in this day and age of social media and stuff and like influencers and flex culture, like a lot of these influencers are quite rich and they have like, trends and the latest fashion and stuff. Like kids are gonna think that's successful and that's what they need to aspire to. But realistically, not everyone can get to that point. So we need to remind each other as well that we are not what we earn and stuff. So even though we live in a capitalist society, money's not everything in that sense. But yeah, I feel like I just repeat myself there, but you get my point.
No, I get you.
Yeah. But yeah, so my last point, my last little discussion, I've seen this like discussion go around on social media a lot, but what do you think about the question, should billionaires exist?
So I always say, I think if the world was like this, how I'm going to explain, then surely it would be better. So if everyone was paid the same amount for every single job on the planet, surely that would mean people would just want to get into the thing that they love.
Yeah.
They would be satisfied with that amount of money because everyone else is on the same. There's no hierarchy. So, you become the boss because you want to lead people, or you become a designer because it's accessible and it's what you love, or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and that's like communism, isn't it? So, um, but everyone's always got a very strong opinion on communism. I'm going to be completely wrong. Someone's going to be like, that's not communism, this is da, da, da. But look, hiya. But I just feel like if everyone got into what they want, and then it's like no one would be upset if there would be like no hierarchy between jobs. Like being a cleaner and being a doctor would be the same because you're both earning the same amount of money. There's no like difference between it. You're both serving a purpose in the world which needs doing. All these jobs need to be done. But then obviously, and then that would also encourage people to not like need the newest iPhone or need this or need that.
Yeah.
But then I think, and I'm like, would that really work? I don't know. I feel like every scenario, there's always a reason why it wouldn't work. There's a reason why capitalist probably works and why it doesn't work. And then I was thinking like, oh, but then wouldn't I want things? And it was like, there's things now I'm like, oh yeah, I really want that. And it's only because it's like materialistic. But I'm like, would I still be like that? I don't know. Does it work? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's my thoughts on it. So my thought is no, we shouldn't have billionaires. I think it should all be equal.
Yeah.
Then hopefully everyone would surely be their authentic self-ish to a point, obviously because of social media and everything, and like perceptions of men and women and whatever. But surely people would be more like, oh, okay, I'm not going to buy these pairs of shoes because they're the best. I'm just going to buy these because this is what I want.
Yeah.
Surely that makes sense. I don't know. I
It
don't know.
does.
Making any sense.
No, 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 you are. And it's really interesting because I've never really thought about it like that. Like if everyone had an equal playing field with jobs and stuff. Because there is a lot of inequality when it comes to, the economy and jobs and stuff. Like some people are more likely to be hired over others. But if everyone was just paid the same, if, things cost the same, then surely everyone would be a bit happier. I'm not going to get into the logistics of it because I'm sure something wouldn't work out like you said. But yeah, I really like that idea. It's a very interesting idea.
So I like that idea. There's also the idea of like anarchy, which I studied in theatre for a project we did, Humanistan, and it's like the idea that everyone helps each other out, and it's like there's actually there's a city that exists somewhere in the world where they just give each other things, and like there's no higher power, there's no police, there's no like ruling government. They live in anarchy, which anarchy sounds really scary because when you think of anarchy, I think of chaos.
Yeah.
But the whole point is like there's not meant to be. Oh, it's like a mess, but it's not a mess. Anyway, that's another idea as well. It's like everyone helps each other out, and like it's not about like being better than anyone. It's about like having no hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone's gonna be like, that's not correct. I don't care. My opinion. It's not facts, it's just opinion. So
Good. You know that meme where she's like, "That's my opinion."
that's literally me right now.
Oh
But
my God.
that's another way of living. I don't think there should be billionaires. And I mean, it kind of links to our last episode, the social dilemma, where like all these people are like taking advantage of all these poor, innocent people, and making their lives harder for them, making them more addicted to social media, making them lose out on more money. And I just think like, you're earning all this money thanks to all these poor people who are just buying into this product. You could at least give back to these people and the world. It's a bit like, this is completely off a tangent, but didn't Cardi B be like, you lot don't pay my rent? Da, da, da. Yes, actually we do, because you're paying for your service, so actually technically they do pay your rent.
Yeah.
You are providing a service, but it's these people who have got you to that point, to the point where you are a millionaire, billionaire. Okay, fair enough. If someone came into your little coffee shop and went, I pay your rent, I'd probably be miffed off because I'm just a little coffee shop doing my own thing. But when you become a millionaire or a billionaire, it is because people have paid into your product, right? So there is some sense of responsibility or care that you should have to these people. So where are all these people when the Amazon rainforest is burning down? Where are all these people when all these crimes are happening in other countries? Where are all these billionaires with all their money that could actually end world hunger? Where are all these people? I would like to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to know where all these billionaires are, that they're not paying their taxes. Google and Amazon got caught out, didn't they, a couple of years ago, not paying their taxes. Bitch, paying your taxes is probably like, I don't know, go to the shop and buy a Freddo.
Literally, for them, it's not even going to scratch the surface,
It's not going to
is
scratch
it?
the surface of what they earn and what they create. Fuck Jeff Benzo. What is his name? Is that his name? Fuck Jeff
Yeah,
Benzo.
Amazon. Oh my God.
Have you seen his evil laugh as well? There's
No.
an evil laugh. I'm telling you now, I will post this somewhere. He's got an evil laugh. He's like playing with like a machine that has like hands. He's
Okay.
like, like an evil laugh. I'm like, I hate this guy.
Bro, we're literally living in a simulation. What on earth? He's literally a villain. let's not get into that. But
Let's not get into this. Please do not sue us. These are just our personal opinions.
Amazon, I love your service. Thank you for your website. No, but I
Oh,
definitely agree with a lot of what you just said there. It's crazy, like the hierarchy and stuff, and like how rich people definitely have a responsibility to their audience, let alone like the world. And yeah, I guess I'd say, yeah, billionaires should not exist. But if I was to go a bit deeper in it, I'd say it all depends on like, ethics and morals and stuff. If you're like a big company who doesn't pay taxes, whose workers at your company, like let me take Amazon for example, there's so many stories that came out about their warehouses,
oh
how
yeah.
people are not being paid lower than minimum wage, not socially distancing, forced having to work when they're ill. That's not ethically and morally right. So if you're profiting from that and that's going to make you rich and a billionaire, I think they shouldn't exist. But I guess if
Period.
like I don't know what you want me to say. Like you shouldn't exist if that's what you're doing to be rich. If there's some way that someone can become a billionaire and your company is completely ethical, people are being paid well, then I guess yeah, you've earned that money. You have a right to have it. But yeah,
The bourgeoisie, them profiting off
literally.
of the middleman who's just trying to make his way in the world.
It's awful. Yeah, like rich people definitely have responsibility, especially when it comes to taxes and stuff. I think if billionaires all pay the taxes that they were supposed to, and it was equal, and aligned with how much tax working class people had to pay, a lot of issues would be solved.
It's very, very similar to a play I studied
Mm.
called Threaten the Opera. Very
Okay.
interesting. Written by Brecht. Um, is it written by Brecht? Let me just check that. I'm like, it isn't, is it? Hang on. I think I
Um,
just did an oopsie. It's been so long since it is written. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. Oh my god. Can you imagine? I literally did a whole thing on Brecht at uni and I got that wrong. Can you imagine? No, it is written by Brecht. Anyway, relax. It was really interesting. It's about this like criminal and it's meant to be like he rapes women and kills kids and stuff, but actually he's like one of the best characters because the real villain of it all is the top dog who keeps them all skin in it.
oh
um
crap. Yeah.
he like takes advantage of all there's a guy, I can't remember the character's name, but he takes advantage of all the beggars. Like he runs the beggars in um
God.
he like takes their money from them, and it's very Marxist
Yeah.
view, the very Marxist view on like the play, and like getting away, and then the villain gets away with things, and it's like, how do people get away with these things and the crimes that they commit and stuff like that. Yeah, sorry, going off on tangent, but it's is but the fact that like obviously Brett wrote about this, not like hundreds of years ago, but it's not something that is new. This is something that's always been going on though. Like people have always been profiting off of the back of the small man who is working really hard, and they're getting exploited in these warehouses. It's like similar to the play, like these beggars are being like exploited for the way that,
Yeah.
like trying to get money off of them. And it's just sad. Like this is just something that is a cycle that's not been broken. And I just feel like now in a world where we're so much more connected through the internet and social media, like we see all the pain going on in the world now. It's like, it's not like we're unaware unless we read the newspaper that what might be happening in another country. Like we see it every day,
Mm-hmm.
and you just know all these people are profiting off of innocent people who are just trying to earn a living, and they can't even be asked to, let alone look after their staff or let alone help the world. And it's just selfish,
Yeah.
in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Our opinions don't serve us, but no, yeah, 100%. It's really weird as well, like how in that play, how it reflects real life and art and stuff. I don't know if it's going to change, if we're going to see the end of this society that we currently live in and the way it works. But yeah, all I'll say is F capitalism. And that's my thoughts on that.
Period. That's it.
Yeah, we could go on and on about this, I'm sure, but I think we've covered
it pretty well, I think we've tied it up quite well.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess that brings us to the end of our podcast episode today. So time for our last little segment. As you guys, gang, we like to spend the last part of our episode just to bring awareness to an issue or an idea and stuff. And today I decided to talk a little bit about the End SARS campaigns and protests you might have seen like going around on social media and stuff. So if anyone doesn't know what the End SARS campaign and stuff is, basically SARS is a tactical unit of the police force in Nigeria, and it stands for Special Anti-Robbery Squad. It was set up in 1992 to tackle armed robbery and violent crime, and initially they weren't required to wear uniforms or badges. And to this day, they have this like autonomy and they just do as they please. So since the creation of that unit, they've been known to be engaging in illegal acts and torturing the citizens of Nigeria. And, they take bribes, they harass citizens and even kill them. And Nigerians are protesting for the government to take action and to shut down this unit and reform the police in Nigeria. And yesterday, the day before we were filming this episode, it came out that the Nigerian government has actually sent military out to the protesters in Nigeria and have opened fire on them. And so they're not responding to the protesters' wants and needs. They're reacting quite violently, and a lot of people are dying, a lot of people are struggling in Nigeria. So there's been protests all over the world. There's been a few in London. There was one in Coventry the other day. So I just wanted to bring awareness to that and the police brutality that's currently happening there, because it is really bad and really sad to look at. And so I'll be putting a card link for that if you want to learn more, read more, in the description. And also there is a petition for the UK Parliament to discuss it in the House of Commons, so you can also sign that will be below as well. But I think it's just really important that we bring light to topics like this that are going on in the world today, and really support each other through hard times like this. But
so thank you everyone for listening to today's podcast. It again has kind of been a heavier topic, but kind of like funny at the same time, because it's quite relatable. Like I think everyone understands the struggle, especially like when you talk about universities and you need to walk to Domino's to get that pizza because it's free. So I hope you can relate to some of the things we've said. If not, or if you have any opinions or anything you want to share about how you've saved money or how you've dealt with money, do leave us a comment on our YouTube or on our Instagram or Twitter. So if you want to find us on our Instagram and Twitter, it is @wakeup_podcast. So that's it for today's episode.
Yes, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting so far. Make sure to like and subscribe, and give us a good rating on Apple Music if you're listening on Apple Music. Subscribe on Spotify. Just show us some love. We would really appreciate it. And thank you for watching.
Let's go, gang.
Gang.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.